Hello, hello. Welcome back to a day in the life of a cloud engineer. So today we will be diving into day three. And for day three, this is our scenario. It's going to be a Git version control operations. Remember what we are trying to do here is to get hands-on experience using ticketing. The kind of experience that you actually see live working as a cloud engineer, a junior cloud engineer company. So this cloud engineer is learning branch strategy, branch conflicts, and pull request workflow. That's what the three tickets look like. So from the business scenario, the VOH engineering team has adopted a Git branching strategy. Remember that's the name of the company. Git flow live for all infrastructure code. A team member pushed directly to main and caused a merge conflict that is blocking the team. You, as the junior engineer, have been assigned a ticket to resolve the merge conflict, restructure the repo with a proper branching strategy, and document the team's workflow. So the unresolved merge conflict is blocking future deployment. So this is mostly going to happen on heat. And you've been given 3 to 4 hours, or rather, you've been given 1 hour to resolve this and document it before end of day. So that's how your ticket looks like. And the prerequisites for this is you must have completed the one, because that was when we set up our GitHub, SSH access, and all of that stuff. Was the part, the PAT, personal access token. That was all done on day one. If you haven't done that, go back to the GitHub repo and follow the steps that set that up. And then this repo already exists on GitHub, because remember we still created this day one on the day one ticket. Okay, so let's move on to the step-by-step commands, because these are the engineering tasks that we've been given to do. The step-by-step commands. So this is my WSL, which you must have set up as well. So we are going to CD into this existing repo, which I've already cloned into my local, into my laptop here. So we CD into, let's just copy and paste. Okay. So this is just setting us into the repo, which we cloned earlier in this session, in the previous session that we had. This basically, you need to know the location of your repo so that this command will work for you. So you know where you must have cloned it that first time, so that you'll be able to access it when you run this command. So the first command here is saying git checkout dash develop. So this is basically creating a branch in our repo. So if you go into our repo on GitHub, we find out we only have one branch existing at this moment. We only have the main. That's the only branch we have on GitHub. We only have one branch main. So now we want to create the develop branch, and to do that, this is the command we are going to use. So let's actually check that out. So if we do git branch, that's the command to know which branch that you're in, that's the location. So you see it says main. That's the only branch we currently have in this GitHub account, in this GitHub repository. So to create a new branch, we run this, and the name of the branch is develop. So it says it creates the branch, and then it actually switches us into the branch. So now if you run this command again, git branch, you see that we now have 2 branches, and now we're inside the develop branch. And we do ls, we see the things. These are the repos and files that we have on GitHub. So everything that's in main has also been copied to the develop branch that we just created. Okay. So now we run git push upstream origin develop. So this is basically just pushing what we have to the develop branch on Git to our remote. Okay. So it's telling us, let's get to the GitHub, our remote Git. Okay, so now we see, I'm showing our GitHub account, the remote account. So now, before now, we only have now we have 2 branches. So let me click on that. You see now we have the develop and the main branch. Okay. And that was what we did from our CLI. You click down here, you see me and see develop. Right. So let's continue and share my other screen CLI. So now we are going to simulate the merge conflict, right? So is the merge conflict, remember this is just a simulation lab. We need to simulate, create this scenario that we have in our ticket, which is a merge conflict, which we are supposed to resolve. So first of all, we are going to create the merge conflict, and then we are going to go ahead and resolve it. And to create that, simulate that merge conflict, we need to run these commands. So branch 1. So right now, if you do git branch, we are in the develop branch. This command right here is going to create another branch, and this is a feature branch called limit snake. Okay, git checkout -d, that's the command to create a branch and switch into the branch. Feature limit snake, feature /limit snake. So enter, you see switch to a new branch. With a feature branch, so if you do git branch again to see where we are, you see that right now we have 3 branches, develop this and that, and we are currently on the one with the start sign. Okay, which is a feature Linux node. So we are also going to, remember we're trying to simulate a merge conflict. So we are also going to echo this. So we are going to create a file inside feature Linux node. To do that, we are going to echo Linux is the foundation of cloud engineering, and we're going to create this file with this text inside it. That's what this command is doing. So we run that. So now if we do ls, you see we have something extra, right? If you look up here, when we were inside the develop branch, we only had readme.md section 1 and section 2. But now we have readme.md, notes.md, which was not in our develop branch, but right now is in our feature /Linux branch. Okay? And then we are going to, of course, do git add and git commit. So this command says git add, and if it's successful, then go ahead and git commit. That's the ampersand sign, this double sign here. That's what it's saying. If you run git add, this stuff means git add everything that needs to be added, and then if it's successful, then you git commit with message feature add Linux foundation, right? So that's what this command is doing. So if we do that, we added and committed into the feature Linux node branch. Now, we're also going to make another change inside the develop branch. And to do that, now the develop branch is already created. So we don't need to put the -b again. We just need to do git checkout. That means to switch to another branch. That's the command. Git checkout develop. Right? So if you do that, it tells us switch to branch develop. Your branch is up to date with origin/develop. So right now, if you do git branch, we see that we are in the develop branch. We are no longer in the feature Linux branch. Or feature Linux node branch. Okay. So then inside develop branch, if we run ls, we see that file we created here, which is the node.mp, doesn't exist inside the develop branch. So we are going to create another file, the same name, node.mp, but now with different text. And the test in this case is going to say cloud engineering starts with Linux mastery. So we copy that and paste. Go ahead and do that. We do ls, you see that we now have a load.md file. Now we're also going to git add and git, if it's successful, it commit to using docs add cloud engineering. Okay? There you go. So we've added and committed this. Now, in the production environment, you need to merge whatever the feature that you're developing, right? You need to merge that feature into the develop branch so that the developers, maybe you've been assigned to go and modify something on the app, maybe a test, maybe the login page was saying user, but it had a syntax error. And then you have to pull, you have to get the create a branch, a feature branch, and you have finished modifying. Now you need to merge whatever you did into the develop branch so that the developers of the app can get that thing you modified into the location that they need it. Because if you don't merge it, it's just going to be in your private branch where it's basically useless to the team. You need to merge it into a location where they can pull it and now work with it or use it to deploy the application. Okay, and that's what we're going to do here because you created a file inside feature Linux node. You also went ahead and created, remember we're trying to simulate a merge conflict. So we're assuming that you are this person and this is another of your teammates that also did it, right? Because that's what the scenario of there tells us, that somebody did that. Okay, so now to merge, so we are going to, right now we are inside the develop branch. So we need to go into the feature branch, so that is actually where you are working from. Please check out feature Linux node. So we have features here, and now we need to merge the things you've done into the develop branch. So we copy that, git merge develop, copy and paste. And there you go. It tells us merge conflict in node.md. Because remember, each of these directories has this node.md, but they are saying different things, right? So it's saying you need to fix the conflict before we can commit the result. So we need to fix what is wrong. And to find out what is wrong, so the steps, just follow the steps as you're walking through. Or like I said in the earlier video, some of this doesn't make sense. So always bring up your chat box and get clarification. You can also ask questions in the comment below, and I'll get to it. And this of course does not exhaust your Git knowledge. You need to also study and do a lot of more hands-on to really become good at Git. This is just a simulation of tasks or tickets you would normally get as a junior cloud engineer. So that's what we're doing. So now to resolve the conflict, we are going to cut right now. We need to find out. Let's find out where we are. Let me clear my screen. Okay, so we do git branch, and we are in the feature Linux node. So we cut what is in here in this file. Remember, cat shows what was inside the file. So now you see this is showing us the conflict markers. This that says head, then this is showing us this is ahead of this, right? This is what is in our feature Linux node. Linux is the foundation of cloud engineering. While cloud engineering start with Linux mastery is what is in the develop branch, right? So now we need to get into the file and remove this header, these markers. That is the way to be able to resolve this conflict. And to do that, we're going to use vi, you can use nano, depending on the editor you want to use. Nano, vi, vim. So we get in here and we're going to remove the markers. So we just delete. the separation line to the right. Then we stay with. Now we should cut again. See those markers are gone. Okay. So now we are now going to hit add. We hit add here and then we hit commit. Of course, you always put your message in your commit message needs to actually explain what you did. So that if someone else goes through, you'll be able to understand what is going on. So our message says fix, resolve, let conflict in most of empty. So that's easy to understand. Okay. So that is done. So now the next step is if you have a GitHub requires to use a GitHub CLI. If you have the GitHub CLI, you can go ahead and skip this step. But if you don't, then you should install it using this command right here. Okay, and then you need to authenticate into the GitHub, into your GitHub remote using this last command here. And for that, you will be needing your PAT path token, which we generated in day one. So once that is done, then you should be able to continue from this step, which is create pull request. Okay. So now we need to create pull request using the GitHub CLI. This you could also do on the UI, but you have the option. That's why there's an option here as well, where or you can hit the GitHub UI and complete the pull request and make it to me. Okay, but we're going to be using the CLI. So for that, then you need to copy this command. So it's basically saying git push. So let me see it before we continue. So it's basically saying git push upstream origin. So push what is in this branch and create a pull request create base develop, right? That's the develop branch. Okay. So the head is feature Linux is new. And the title should be Linux Foundation Note, while the body should be this. Okay, so that has already finished execution. Let me quickly share the GitHub UI to see what happened behind the scenes. So the next command says create pull request for this into this. So it's pulling into this is going into this. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. Let me just quickly show it on the UI. So this is our remote, right? So the pull request already went through, but if you look up here, you see we have one pull request pending. So we go ahead and click on that. And then we open that up by clicking right there. So right now that is open. So normally in a production environment, you probably have a reviewers right here, maybe a senior dev or a senior person that is going to review and before it's merged, right? Because you are trying to merge into another branch from your probably the feature branch where you work alone or with a team, and now you're merging into a bigger repo or a bigger team that's going to use whatever you did here. So you probably have to have a senior person that will have to go through before they merge that request. But in our case, we don't have that. So we're just going to go ahead and merge to merge the pull request. So click here. It already comes with the message. If you remember, this is the message that it came with when we did it on the CLI. So we just confirm that's the message right here. Okay, so we just go ahead and confirm. So this is merging from our feature Linux branch into our dev branch, right? Into dev from feature Linux. Okay, so if we go back to our wait for here, we go to so this is main. So main is saying develop has recent issues. So we haven't met to main. Remember, we have three branches. We just met from here to here. So both feature branch and the dev branch are going to have a similar thing. So this branch is three commits ahead of main. Remember, we haven't touched main. Okay. So if you also open dev, you see that it's also updated with this file right here. You see that. Okay, so you see that it also has this file right here. And then if you now open main, you see main doesn't have that, but you haven't pushed main. See, main doesn't have that note or empty file. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Right, so let's continue. Let me share my CLI screen so that we can go ahead. And finish the lab. So now we have the next step. So like I said, you could also switch to UI and actually do the pull request over there and then also there. If you notice on the main, it's also showing us compare and pull request from there. So now we're going to review and merge to main now. So let's see GitHub. Okay. Or rather, we've already met the develop and we've already made the develop and feature branch. So it's not going to show us anything, no open pull request. So if we didn't do that on the UI, this command right here would have done it for us, which is GitHub pull request list. It was going to show us that we had this pending. And then if you run this command, GitHub pull request merge, that's the force. So it's going to this command will force all the commits and then merge the feature and develop branch, right? But let's just run that. We run the first one and it's telling us we don't have any other open request because remember we already might it. So we run this other command. So it says pull request was already made, right? So remember that's what we did on the branch. And it's now asking us, should we delete the branch locally? Remember, the feature branch we actually created was just for us to do that feature that we needed to do on the application, right? So now, do we still need it? If we do, we can say no, but if not, I will say yes, because I don't need it anymore. So yes, we need it. Okay, so we have deleted the feature branch. So if we do the branch right now, you see that the feature branch is gone, right? From using this command. Okay, so now let's type in release or let's work on the main. Copy, paste, do checkout main. So this will get us into the main branch. So if we do main, we see that main, like we saw on the UI, only has this two folders and one file. Okay, if we do this main develop, it's showing us that we have a difference. So this command is just asking, do we have a difference? Is there a difference between main and develop branch? And it's telling us yes, there is. It's showing us this file, not just empty file. So we are going to tell it to merge. So now we're merging on the CLI instead of on the UI. Remember on the UI, you actually told us to do it there, but we're not doing it there. Let's do it here. So git merge develop. We are now merging develop into main. Okay, and then we push. Copy and paste. So this is going to match up before we have in our remote. We pushed everything to the main. Okay, so if we go to the main now, you see that we have the list of showing on that main. Okay, probably should have before the end of the session. So now let's move to inspect history. So let's just inspect what we've done. Let's see. don't want to do the one by one. Okay, so this command shows us all that we've done since we started. Okay, telling us merge pull request, resolve merge conflict bit in bit. So this was where the merge conflict is. So the log is just a log showing us all that we've done. We scroll down, more stuff comes up. All the stuff we've done is going to show up here. Okay, so we are going to run this command, but it's telling us the merge conflict. Let's assume we are not the one that did any of that, but we just came into the resume and you found out that you would like to know what has been going on in the repo, right? So in that scenario, you would run this command to see what has been going on. So and then you saw that there was a merge conflict here. You know, you would like to know, okay, where is that merge conflict coming from? Who? So git blame notes.md. So git blame is kind of just simply asking who did that, who caused the merge conflict, right? Who edited something in this particular file that caused the merge conflict, and then it's showing what was inside the file, and showing the time and my name. Of course, I was the one that did it, so showing my name and every information concerning this file that had the merge conflict. Okay, and that is that. Let's clear the screen. So you can go ahead and also do all these validation steps, and of course document it and push to your Git repo as part of your learning process. We quickly do the brand. We are still in May. So let me quickly show our repo, our remote repo, to show that we don't have any we don't have any something that pull requests anymore, unlike what was showing earlier. So here we are. If you look up, you see that right now this is main, and main now has this particular file because we might from the by, right? So let me quickly refresh. Yeah. So and that is that. So stay tuned for the 4. Yeah, stay tuned for the 4, and of course keep being awesome and keep learning. Thank you for watching.